All right. Very impromptu stream. Very, very, very impromptu stream. Don't even have it all set up on the Kick or the Twitch, which we are getting set up as we speak. Just because the MFR just ended, I didn't know how long. I just hopped on. I hopped on earlier. I left, had some things to work on, and then I came back. And by the time I was back, it was ending. It's like, oh man, I kind of get myself up to stream a little bit. So I'll go a half hour of power for anybody who wants to devour me getting my ass whooped at Tekken. So, okay, never mind. Let's just put Tekken in the old Kick and Twitch algo. So anyone who's looking for some hot Tekken action can watch me get whooped. Or whoop, so every now and again I do okay. You can probably hear it. And hopefully I'm not muted. Am I muted? No, but this is about maybe too loud. Okay. No. And actually I could probably show it on screen now. Oops. There we go. It'll show up. There we go. There we go. So let me get Tekken 8 on Kick and Twitch, and then we'll just keep going. And I'm not planning on going no. This ain't gonna be no 2-hour stream. It ain't gonna be an hour stream. The hope is that we can do this real quick, for maybe a half hour, maybe right on an hour, 45 minutes. I just was like, I thought maybe they were gonna go a little later, so I kind of geared myself up for a stream. I'm like, I literally just had the headphones on. I'm like, you know what? I stream without them, but it's still like, okay, I might as well just go ahead. Crashing out, yeah. Going to rescreen. But now it's switched, right? But yeah, this is not going to be that long of a stream anyway. It's cool to see you, though, Sentient. Cool to see you around. Let me actually turn this down a little bit for the TV. All right. Digital Goonery. I forgot what this character's name was. I think it's a newer character. But I appreciate anyone watching this live. I did not hear the new Marcy. See, that's why I keep you around for shit like that. I'm mad that nobody heard the new Vig because I still haven't fucking recorded yet. Hopefully this weekend I can get it recorded. I've been panicking about buying a house and working on that shit. I'll have a little time. Dropped yesterday. Oh man, yeah, I didn't know that. That's dope. The streets could always use a Marcy project. So that's dope. Was it just him? Different producer? Like, who produced it? Did he produce it? Bunch of producers? Alchemist? I know, obviously. I thought the joint that he had with Premiere was pretty good. A lot of people hated on it. It seems like it's very cool to hate DJ Premier. And a lot of people, that Nas album came out. It was mixed also about that as well. So I don't know. But yeah, this ain't going to be the longest stream. It's late. I just got geared up to do a stream because of Matt. And I thought, oh, man, I didn't know how long he was going to stay. He did tell me, though, that he would be done by midnight. So I knew after midnight I'd be available. Hey, Cotton, appreciate you being here. Produced by James Gunn. I hope not. I know he hopped on the LaRussell train. Think it's all him? Okay. Cool. I haven't asked you, do you even know who LaRussell is? Because he's, I've used him, not necessarily as a model, and I think he might be an industry plant. But he's an independent artist. He's got a lot of emotion, as the kids would say. I'm not the biggest fan of him musically. I'm not gonna lie. They're not quite my song. But I'm not from fucking the Bay Area. I'm not from California. I'm not from Vallejo. I'm not from Stockton, bitch. It's just, that's just not who I am. So I don't really get with his music as much. But you see his story, or at least that he's gotten so much motion as an independent artist, doing, concerts during the pandemic out of his backyard and everything. And, that's kind of how he got a little status. Don't think you even heard of him. Wow. independent. Yeah, independent with air quotes. For him to have Kyrie Irving and all these high-profile Shaq athletes and I forgot who else. A bunch of high-profile people bought his album. Maybe I'm the only one who sees this shit. Then maybe because you have your ear to the ground. You know about more artists than anyone. So if you don't know them, that's actually kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Because you usually know everybody. What kind of name is that? Well, I think that might be his name. That his name is actually LaRussell, like LaMarcus Aldridge, or what was the guy? The fucking football player? I can't remember his name. More people probably do know the question. Yeah, LaRussell. That's I don't know if that's how you spell. I think it's another L. But it's not okay. So it's not going back to the Marcy. It's not a rapper producer project. So it's probably just him. It's cool. So I hadn't heard of him. Like I said, I'm not even a big fan of his music, but it's interesting his marketing push. Hey, lovely Sherry, appreciate you being here. Lovely, lovely. I'm just gonna get whooped at Tekken for the next half hour or so, and then probably get out of here. It's not gonna be the longest stream. That was cool. What the question did that they especially for that product. Making actual question comics more accessible. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, there's a guy who'll show up sometimes in the chat, and he's a internet personality. The question, and the question is a DC comic. He's modeling the character, or he is the character himself. But he's an interesting follow on Instagram. Maybe some of the stuff may sound familiar, but he's a cool dude. I've interacted with him. And anyways, he like I said, the question's a character. His omnibus was horrifically overpriced for that character, and he complained about it on Instagram. And the price, somebody put the price down. And just shows how impactful sometimes complaining can be. Now, granted, Amazon, which is what the price was on, they are independent sellers. And realistically, I mean, I don't know who was going to pay whatever it was. I feel like it was triple digits for this omnibus. It's like, Question's a popular character, but he's still kind of a niche character, right? But whatever, it's still cool to see. No. So I got silent because... Oh, fuck! Yeah, he's dropped stuff with Lil Jon. That was like I said, independent quote marks. But he's an independent artist. He's got a little marketing wave because... this is what's weird. I'm not gonna lie, this does kind of bother me. So his album, like many albums the past 20 years... is pay what you want, right? So you can pay what you want, but people, a couple of high-end celebrities have paid, like Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, paid $11,000. Shaq paid $2,000 for his album. But it is being treated like it's an original idea, and it's like, I gotta tell you, Radiohead did this 20 years ago, and a website called Bandcamp, which has been wildly popular since, has ran with this idea. But yeah, he's like I said, he's kind of independent, whatever. And I don't know how truly independent his situation is, but he's gotten popular, and I've kind of just, I don't know if there is anything to learn from any artist, but you pay attention. I mean, granted, I'm doing my own thing anyway, to be messing with two genres, and while initially I said, okay, I'm about to do 2 hip hop projects back to back. I really want to do another synthwave project. I want to redeem, because I feel like I could have went further along with the sound, and I really want to do that. But who knows? I'll be lucky to get this damn to get not resin. That would be the second hip hop. I'd be happy to get potency out because I'm so fucking stressed about fucking buying a house. It's the most stressful shit I ever did in my life, and I just hope I am able to get a new vigilante cave. But it's just the money, all this fucking money I don't really have, and it's like, oh fuck, I hope I'm not fucking up. Well, unfortunately, yeah, that could. He said fitting an egg up your ass. Oh, I do remember that. Matt Comey dropped the album, was only 27 vinyls, and charged 7K per unit, which is crazy. But y'all remember, what the fuck were we watching? Somebody said you got to put an egg up your ass on some gay shit. Hey, CJ Stroud. I think a lot of people do. Though I think there is something to be said about we are overreacting to two games, but really one, right? If he would have played well in the Patriots game and they had lost a different way, the world wouldn't hate C.J. Stroud. But that was the worst quarterbacking I had ever seen that I can remember for half of football. And I've seen, Rex Grossman and Joey Harrington, also, what's the guy? Dan Orlovsky. I've seen some bad quarterbacks. I never saw anything like that. Never in my life. Sorry about that. I knew that was coming. I was trying to stop it. I couldn't. And then I'll get my head kicked off. But, I mean, they were talking about, his contract is going to be up. So they got to figure something out. I guess they could do the 5th-year option. But next year is going to be a show and prove year. And then, what happens if he has a good year next year? What do you give him? Do you give him a $50+ million contract for a good year next year when you can look back and say only 2 of his years was good? No shit sold out in a day. That's crazy. Yeah, rapper named Matt Comey had. So I wish I could do shit like that. Drop an album, just 27 copies, 7,000 a piece. But you know what? At the same time, it does feel a bit extortive, right? And I get that whole Griselda movement. A lot of it was more vinyl based. Like it became something more, but a lot of it was just like the actual business of Griselda for the longest time was selling vinyls. Making exclusive vinyls and selling them in limited runs and then keeping a few copies after, those runs start to get limited. So that was kind of always, Griselda for Fashion Rebels. Remember, it was supposed to be a clothing line. So they kind of kept that, like, high-end spirit the whole time, and then it became more popular outside of that. Oh, jeez. Shout out to Ja Rule. Let's ask Ja Rule, what does he think about 9/11? Where's Ja? Oops. Did not mean to do that. Where's Ja? Pasta? What does a minute glass get? What you want to? My records want to know. Jesus. More cutscenes. Man. Goodness gracious. Nope. fucked up. Damn it! Can't believe he hit me with that. I could have won. Yardies love snow? All I know is that one song, and I think I know the Jim Carrey version better. Informer. I mean, that was a big song back in the day. Just back in the 90s. You heard that song. I'm not gonna. Licked your boom boom down. What? He was licking boom boom. See, I don't remember the lyrics to this song. Just remember the, like I said, the video sort of, because it was in black and white. And then Jim Carrey did his parody, and I remember the parody more than I do. Jeesh. He was licking boom boom, apparently. Yeah, that's how it goes down in Toronto, in those Jamaican Toronto streets, apparently. Damn it. Jeesh. Yardies. I don't know who Yardies are, honestly. They're not American black. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Informer wasn't even American, he was Canadian. Oh, Jamaicans. Oh, okay. Okay, now I guess I kind of understand what the fuck it's supposed to mean. But some act like cultural appropriation is like new. I mean, it's not an old concept, but you know what I mean? Like, this has not been like 100 years of people talking about cultural appropriation. I guess people say rap music and shit, but like, black people don't even like. I mean, some black people obviously do like rap music. I like rap music. But obviously, it's not as popular as it once was. You've seen more complaints about that in the past 5 years than like the rest of all of our lives combined times a million. Like, that doesn't count. It's not real. And I'm not trying to say like there's nothing to it. Like Zax was trying to make a joke. Like, but Zax in reality has not stolen that many of my ideas. He doesn't watch my show enough to steal my ideas. He hasn't watched the show. Zax doesn't watch my show. He hasn't stolen shit. He fought Hunter J and I fought him from somewhere else. So I mean, that's funny or whatever. He's trying to, play it up because of that fact, because it became like a, this thing that the left were saying. Jesus. Rock isn't popular as it was globally. That's true. Jacob Fatu cost the WWE title. Yeah, why they didn't really explain it. I can't keep playing this guy. He's just whooping on me. They didn't really explain why Fatu got involved in that match. And because, like this idea, there used to be a thing, and you can even see somebody like Bernie Mac, who don't love Bernie Mac, say, I don't want to be a black comedian, I just want to be a comedian. That was the kind of the era of like, I just want to be. But now they would look at you crazy for saying that, right? That would be, what are you, you're a sellout, the zaddy. It's like, no. I just want to be universally respected without this label. I want to be beyond any labels, right? But, I say that, and then fucking Big Ass the Plug says, I'm more than just a rapper, and a bunch of people get sensitive. It's weird how that works. Again, nobody would criticize somebody like Bernie Mac But he said he's wants of many people. I don't want to just be a black whatever. I want to be a whatever, like what I mean, whatever it is, or a comedian or musician, whatever. But yeah, that is strange, and this is where people going back to the what's bullshit. I'd said a lot of stuff. Oh shit, I hate mirror matches. But going back to the wrestling thing, Jake and Fatu, I don't really. This is why people get on Triple H. It's like, what be the point of some of these stories? What do you be? You know what I mean? Are we ever gonna get a proper explanation? And even if we do, will it make sense? Man, I'm about to get whooped on, guys. Shit. Bernie Mac, the comedian, yeah. Rest in peace. The guy, he was in Ocean's 11 and Players Club. He had a Bernie Mac show. Kings of Comedy is probably what he was most known of. Kings of Comedy in his TV show. And I guess Ocean's 11. That was such a big movie, right? But yeah, Bernie Mac. He said, I don't want to just be a black comedian. I want to be known as a good comedian. Period. Right? Yeah, he died. Ooh, he died a while ago. I want to say 2010. 2010, yeah. Yeah, he passed. Oh, look at him with that. Damn it. That's true. There is no thing is mainstream. I don't think, the most mainstream things right now are the streamers. That's how a guy like Fuentes gets on the news, because the most mainstream thing are streamers. It was 2009. Thank you for correcting me, Fez. Yeah, I do be sending you shit expecting you to know you young. You don't know who the fuck they are. That's a good point. And the streamers don't even stream. Yeah. We're in a weird, there is no moment, I guess. Taylor Swift, but I can't even say her. Remember last year, all her fans hated her because she got married and made the same album, and they don't connect to it the same. I made a video about it. Unfortunately. It was a good video, thank you. Videos, I need to be making his music videos. Even though I'm going back to the gym, trying to get in shape, I'm very insecure about my weight. I ain't gonna lie, just on camera. But I just gotta get over it from a rap, because it's like, what the fuck, I'm not do no videos. Like, I wish I had enough money to pay animators, but I'm trying to buy a house. I can't pay nobody to do a music video, so I'm gonna just have to thug it out and just do one. Yeah, that's true. They bitch and moan and go spend $500 plus, even more than that. Some of these people for these concerts. That's what they do the same in WWE. They'll bitch and moan and then go drop 10 stacks on WrestleMania with no problem. I guess that's something weird about modern fandom. They will bitch and moan, but they'll still give every fucking dollar. They'll still go, no matter what you're talking about, you'll hear a bunch of people on the internet bitch and moan about something, and then you'll also see that same thing make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars off of live tickets. So it's like, DC does have the worst fandom. Yo, that's a wild sentence, Jerry. Taylor Swift makes music. I don't even think that's inaccurate. Taylor Swift makes music for women who give teethy head. But yeah, you're right. Ruin, bitch and moan and then give Disney IMAX money. Said Horse Girls. Oh yeah, shout out to Baby Metal. That's Cotton's favorite. Right? Baby metal. Horse girls. It's crazy. Is anybody even playing? Shit, we ain't just stream quick. Let's see if I can get a win. If I can get a win, I might call it. Because like I said, I wasn't planning on going too long. Just had a little energy because of the cocktail lounge. Was it supposed to be Tron? I ain't this bitch. Speaking of girls that give teethy head. Oh, jeez. Man. It's just for gay weebs. But this game, well, it is certainly for weebs. That's never not been. I mean, you talking about baby metal again, which both are kind of for the same market. Let's be honest. I think you're probably talking about baby metal. Shout out to baby metal. Shout out to baby metal for getting the gay gooner weed market. Oh, fuck it. That's it. Talk about Antonio Brown. Talk about she keeps it hairy. If I remember, that was his theory of Caitlin Clark. What happened to Caitlin Clark? Remember, she was important, and then like I think she might be injured. But boy, like I thought everybody was going to watch basketball, and women's basketball was the future because of Caitlin Clark. What happened to that? Is that not? Was I lied to? Was that not the case? I had to listen to two grown men discuss how cute it was on stage when two baby metal performers smiled at each other. For fuck's sake. Yeah, what? VR was supposed to end the world. You know what I meant to ask, Matt? Because I've seen that, I didn't want to ruin the whole right-wing, circle jerk, pun not intended, shout out to Zax. But I meant to ask him, like, any truth to the rumor that fucking, what's the guy? Fuentes is like a furry or some shit. I saw he was on a date with that guy. He was on a date with a guy, first off, for someone who's supposed to be this, I don't know what he's supposed to be. But he was on a date with a guy with cat ears, so I think the dude's like a furry. All this shit he's talking on the internet. Or he's like furry adjacent or some shit. And I wanted to ask him about that. I mean, I'm not about to deep dive in that shit. So I'm not going to deep dive into some random 4-foot dude. Is he a furry? I'm about to check that shit out like that. I just doom scroll on to the next thing. That's why I wouldn't listen to me about shit. I'm not deep diving anymore. I used to when I, deep dive and do all this research, and I'm not doing that for anything. I'm just vaguely scrolling it. It might be true, it might not. Just going about my day at this point. But yeah, I definitely saw that he was supposedly in the dudes and supposedly on some furry type shit. So I don't know what's going on with that. Obviously, he's getting popular on these internet streets. He's a decent clip. As I get clipped. Oh yeah, they did just lose $78 billion. Talking about Meta or no? You talking about Meta or AI? One of them lost like 70. They're both losing money, but Meta lost like a ton of money. I think it was like 70 billion. And AI is losing money. ChatGPT is not doing. Is it ChatGPT? One of these AI companies is not doing well. Got her. Meta and VR. Yeah, okay, Meta. No, not Matt. Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was dating a dude, and I think the dude was a furry. So it stands to reason that maybe he's into furries or some shit. And I meant to ask Matt about Nick Fuentes allegedly being Libiquita and a furry. But I didn't do a deep dive into whether Nick Fuentes is a furry because I don't really give a fuck. I don't give a fuck that much. Nick Fuentes is not going to be mentioned much in my life, but he was mentioned in that moment. I meant to say something about it. As I get kicked by a fucking whatever the fuck's going on. A teethy head fucking Tron character. I keep fucking up the combo. Cat girl. Apparently it was something. Is that what it is? I saw him with the dude, and it looked like it was a romantic situation. Now maybe it's not. Maybe he's just because he does also just look. I mean, he doesn't not look gay. I'm gonna be honest, but like he just has a kind of looks like a bitch in general. Like, I don't mean that to like disparage. I don't hate him. I'm just saying like that's just kind of what he looks like. Like he just has, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I got the wrong idea just because that's how he looks. Fake Samus. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to know, but I'm not about to talk about Nick Fuentes, and that's the most interesting thing I knew about him, and I meant to mention it on the fucking, I'm not going to talk to anybody who, because there's no mainstream, 99% of people don't even know who Nick Fuentes is. I'm not going to get another chance to talk to another human about him, so, oh yeah, is that the thing? So I don't know. Okay, I'm kind of fucked. Shit. That's it. Fuck. Samus got me. Samus got me. Started making these Japanese chicks wear cat ears and do poses and shit. Don't know, don't care. I didn't know he's been around 7 years. I didn't know he's been around that long. Always lose the white woman. Stop it. I didn't know he's been around that long. Because I didn't even think he was that old. I thought he was like 24, 25 or some shit. Maybe he's older than that. I don't know. But like I said, I meant to ask Matt about it. And again, I doom scrolled into it. It's not like some shit I did some deep dive research. I doom scrolled into it. It showed him with a dude. And I think the dude had some cat ears. And they looked more than friendly. Maybe he just had a cat eared homie. I don't know. I don't know the full details. Like I said, seeing Nick Fuentes, he's a very slight human. He's a very small dude. And so if he's just, and he kind of has a weird look. He has a weird vibe. He's been around 8-9 years. Holy shit. That just shows how long it takes to grind on these internet streets. But I mean, shit, I've been around 5 years. 6 years now, damn it. It'll be 6 years this year. So what the fuck, I started in 2020. So I didn't know he had been around that long. All right. Here's what it is. And at least, popular that long, right? Because, starting on the internet doesn't mean everyone's going to see you. This channel is proven. And Cotton says Fuentes went off the rails same time as Alex Jones, both talking on both sides of their face. Fuck them both. Yeah, they're both probably feds. Stop the Spread was 6 years ago. That's, one of the inspirations to get me into this. It was 6 years ago in what, 6 weeks? Because we're getting toward the end of end of January, beginning of February, and it was March. So we're talking maybe 7 or 8 weeks from. It was just 2 weeks to stop the spread. What was I doing 6 years ago? Probably I had an apartment. I was at home, just living life. Just came home from a job I hated, but they still paid enough so I can have an apartment. And I was just living life. Just living life like, really wasn't up to shit. Had no idea that later that year, that I was only a few weeks away from a pandemic. I wouldn't even really pay that much attention to football at the time. You know what I was doing? I had a podcast with my little brother talking about basketball. And I had ordered, that was the first, part of the reason, I can't remember chicken and egg, but I had I bought League Pass for basketball that year. And so I was probably watching a ton of basketball. And it was just a fun podcast. We just put it on YouTube. I don't know, it might even still be up. But that's what I was doing. And that was actually how I was, because it was actually kind of fun to have League Pass. You would see like the in between the timeouts, after the timeouts, all the goofy shit they do at these stadiums. That was cool. Is that real? You said Erica Kirk's tour, and I'm missing. Sorry if y'all posting stuff and I'm not checking it out. Erica Kirk's tour is called "Make Heaven Crowded" by murking motherfuckers. Is that what it is? People still, she's still coming out like Goldberg every time. She keeps doing Batista's entrance, WrestleMania entrance. Oh, you bitch. Gotcha. That is crazy. That whole Charlie Kirk thing is still weird, man. The whole fucking thing. Some of the weirdest shit I ever seen. Some of the most performative weird shit. Because I've said it a million times. I knew of him. I didn't know who he was like that. He was just another guy. He was complete jag. No disrespect. Just another guy on the internet. And all of a sudden, he's like the big, most important human that ever human. For being a podcaster that millions and millions of people didn't know who he was. I never saw anything like that. The closest thing was Nipsey Hussle, where, no disrespect to Nip, he got a lot more popular post-death than he was in life. And anyone who wants to argue otherwise is full of shit, you know what I'm saying? And I knew of Nip, again, knew of him, he had been around since like the 2010s. Doing features and doing stuff. Shot even rapped off of one of his beats before back in the day. But he, once he died, he got more iconic and more people listened to him. And again, I wouldn't argue that point with anyone. Anyone wants to okay, if you're from California, you probably feel differently than me, right? Because I'm sure he was big in Cali. When he wasn't other places. But for most people, they weren't really listening to that. No one to care they snipe Crowder. That's the thing. I thought Crowder was more famous than Charlie Kirk. I knew more about Crowder, and maybe that's his own situation with his wife. But so you say that, but I feel like I don't know. Like Crowder would have been a more famous. It would have probably. Oh man, they got Crowder. I knew at least who he was. At least I knew who Ben Shapiro was. I didn't really know who Charlie Kirk was. He stole Ben Shapiro's gimmick and has been running with it. And yeah, I get that he was doing. Apparently, fucking Candace was close to the motherfucker. Okay, what are you going this? Yeah, I saw that. Your racist friend 10 years after his death. And it was fucking Fuentes, and he was giving this like real deep thought. Because he, that I knew more about Fuentes even than Charlie Kirk at the time of his death, because that's when Fuentes was really blowing up on the interwebs on Instascam. But he did have like a heartfelt, meaningful thing. I know he wanted to go on to that Turning Point show, or something like that. And he was really, he was. I guess they had an adversarial, but he clearly had more respect from his fucking wife. It's like it was a joke. Oh yeah, I remember P&B Rock. When was that? Was that 2019 or was that 2020? And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I knew more about him after he died. I heard the name, and it was messed up how he died. It's fucking. I think he was at a Waffle House. Somebody dropped the location somehow or accidentally, and then a fucking family robs him. A son and his dad rob and kill him. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Was it later than that? Was it 2021? Everything's a blur. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she posted the IG story, and then his family ended up, like I said, it was a dad and a son. Way to raise your kids, you know what I mean? To rob rappers. Okay, I'm whooping on this bitch. Yeah, they would make him into a martyr. You're right. It's just LARP. It's such a LARP. That's the weird thing, that everybody just LARPed and everybody went along with the LARP. And if you didn't go along with the LARP, people got mad at you. I'm like, everybody's LARPing. This ain't real. Nobody even care. Nobody even know what's the most meaningful thing. What's the most controversial thing? Even the people who quote unquote hate him. What was the most controversial thing he said? Nobody knows what he said because nobody. This would be like, you know what this would be like? God forbid, rest in peace. God forbid anything happened to me. Imagine if something happened to me. And y'all know y'all the only 6 to 8 motherfuckers who've been watching my stream the past 3 to 5 years. Imagine they make me out to be anything other than what I am. Y'all say, what the fuck? They make me out to be popular. They make me out to be anything. Whether it's controversial, however they martyr me. Y'all would think, what the fuck? It was just a few of us who watched this guy. And now he's the big national story when something happens to him? What the fuck? That's what it would be like. And listen, obviously Charlie Kirk had much more of a following than me. But this guy wasn't, he wasn't Jake Paul. No disrespect. Like, you talking about YouTubers. He wasn't PewDiePie. He wasn't that big. And even in the space he was in, the conservative space, he wasn't Ben Shapiro. And I'm not trying to say that Ben Shapiro's good or bad, but we're just talking about popularity, clout, noteworthy. And listen, that's not to say that his death means nothing. I'm not going to get into that can of worms on the weirdness of how that's been investigated and, all that. There's a lot of weird shit going into that. But he was made to be like, oh, this is martyr, and he was just this great mind, and he helped get the president over, or he helped get the president get elected. I'm like, what? There was probably like 150,000 people that, or maybe 500,000 people max that gave a fuck about him. And good for him to get that audience. Yeah, you're cool being God. Yeah, you're not wrong. Hey, I wish I would. I'd rather you make some money in my name. Toss some to my family if you could. You know what I'm saying? Do a better job than Fat Joe allegedly did with Big Pun. While he smacking cheeks off in the bathroom and fucking 16-year-olds or whatever the hell he's talking about. Where's the podcast? Goes by since you did though. Yeah, he is a Zionist globalist. But honestly, isn't that what conservatives are now? Aren't they Zionist globalists now? Because you're not gonna convince me that orange motherfucker's not. See, this is the conversation I didn't want to have with Matt, because it's like I don't really get into. And partially, I don't know enough to know to go bar for bar with somebody. I'm not a debater. I'm not a master debater, but I know what I know. I know that motherfucker's a puppet. I know. Listen. I also know it's money and clout being made in his name. Talk about money in his name. Whether you hate him or love him, he an easy way to make money off of. That orange motherfucker, him. But he ain't shit but a puppet. Just like Biden wasn't shit but a puppet. And the next motherfucker getting there, they gonna be a puppet. And the last time we didn't have a puppet, they knocked his head off in Dallas in front of everybody, so everybody can see what happens when you get to that point and you don't play ball. The last motherfucker who was talking about getting rid of the Federal Reserve and really was going about that life and getting rid of the CIA and really was about that life, he got his head knocked off. That's how that works. Even his family is puppets. Even his current family, they say, oh, we're not going to do like he did. They go along with the game. That's just how it is. Fucked up. Shit! Good job. Maggots, yeah, they're completely on board with globalism right now. And sorry, oh shit, I still had a chance. Fuck! I thought it was over. And I was going to y'all. So Erica Cope has the Kenneth Copeland eyes. Shit, Kenneth Copeland got freaky eyes. I haven't really looked at this bitch, honestly. I've seen different shit. Like with her, I've seen the little entrances, but I haven't really looked at her face like that. Kenneth Copeland was the creepiest motherfucker. You ever see that video? And sorry, I can't look at the shorts. I went right back into the battle with Dragunov, with the Russians. I can do a Ruski kick. Okay, I'm getting whooped. So I don't fucking know. Man, oh sheesh. I'm getting that was a waste. He was a conservative leader. The country desperately need donate so we can help black conservatives like him who are fearing for their lives right now. Exactly. Got him. Public so dumb they believe the CIA investigated the CIA. Yeah. I don't know. Damn it. Nice. Shit. Nice. Should just jab. Should jab when he whiffed. Damn it! Okay, I'll read your comments. Yakub, whatever it is a prophet of Judaism. Elijah Poole made up the story about him being a black man scientist. Elijah Poole, okay. I'm like, who came up with this shit that you motherfuckers been hitting me with? Thank you for that, Fizz. Yep, JFK got murked. I know smart people who are just as stupid as the dick chopping liberals just to stay on that team. That's why team psychology and group psychology is such a different animal and such an important animal to know if you're a globalist powerful person, because people act differently in a group than they do as individuals. And group dynamics, peer pressure is a huge thing. People will be peer pressure into compliance.
Get ready for the next battle.
It's kind of a scary thing to witness. You know, you realize, it brings up questions about like free will and shit. Like, how much free will do people have if so many people are willing to suspend it for something as simple as, the group dynamic? And I went back into this while getting all the comments. And if I win this stream, we're going to probably call it. I'm getting to the, I think we got an hour out of this. Very impromptu stream. And I'm probably not going to win, even though I was whooping on this person earlier. Got her. Let's see here. That's why you can heal. Damn it. Shit, Lion House Pro Reddit leftist. There you go. Said we first heard his voice. Yeah, he's got a kind of a weird, wimpy, like, it's almost a comical voice. I can't even do a Ben Shapiro, man. A very kind of, like I said, comical voice. It's crazy the Daily Wire got as popular and as massive as they did. Set up fake beats and cringe the beat. Yeah, why do I listen to Sabrina Carpenter crying in the shower? Can't I listen to somebody? Is there anyone cooler available? Sponsor the podcast by FanDuel. There you go. FanDuel, Kalshi, DraftKings, Sleeper, Underdog. Oh, man. Got her. Oh my goodness. Got her. All right, we got this win. We're gonna I'm gonna read your comments. Maybe chat for a little bit, but we're gonna probably call it. We're done playing Tekken for sure. We're done playing Tekken. I forget how fun this game is. And how just fun these streams are. I gotta get more games. I know you want me to get Fallout. We will do it eventually. I'll just put this shit up without going to the menu. Shows how smart I am. So Cotton was saying, 10 years haven't changed what I voted for. No new wars, getting the pedos out of the government. Now that's a liberal thing to want. Yeah. And that flip-flops for a little bit because it was, it's funny how that flip-flops, right? Rather you want new wars. Because, like, back in the day, it was all, that was the conservative war machine. Talking about the Bush era. You can argue both of them. And then, Obama blew up a bunch of shit. And then Trump was thought of, especially the first, go as the non-war candidate. And who's not? Oh, Shapiro's not helping stereotypes. He's not. And now we see that's, it's World War. I'll take Billie Eilish over Sabrina Carpenter. There's songs that she's made that I can listen to. Everybody agrees when I say think for yourself and question authority, but you have to do both. People, especially, what happened with a lot of these quote-unquote conservatives? That was them questioning authority, being conservative. Especially, I joke about this with Tom McDonald. I don't usually listen to rap. but I like this guy. He's making sense. But wasn't there a lot of, well, I wasn't traditionally a conservative, but this on the left and this. So to themselves, they've already done the quote unquote brave thing. They've declared themselves a pro-Trumper, and that's dangerous. Is that because the left, the left is the party of violence. So they're risking themselves. They're martyrs themselves to even declare themselves maggots. They're the true patriots. So they don't have to think about anything else. They've already done it, and so they already questioned authority in 2016. Cotton, they don't have to do it again. They don't have to question it again. They don't even have to question if this is the same guy. And I don't mean that literally, but conspiracy theorists be damned. But figuratively, is this the same presidency that we got in 2016 to 2020? They don't have to make any of these questions. They don't have to answer any of those questions. They already questioned. That's true, which honestly kind of inspires me to want to do ads, which I still haven't. I told myself I'll do ads for music videos, but it's like, that's the power of ad money. You don't have to grassroots everything. You could add some fuckery to it, some fuckery sauce to it, because you're not lying. They really that, because remember they cried when they got banned from Facebook ads. That was their big thing, was ad money. $7 million per year. Fuck me. I ain't spending that much. I'm talking about like I said, the shit I might DoorDash in a couple months for an ad campaign. Holy shit. The Bush era, right, should be the reason for not wanting new wars. All those weapons of mass destruction we were able to find. Yeah, I still don't understand this Greenland shit. I still don't understand Greenland. Shout out to Granddad Jelani. I was talking to him. He said, because he was in the Air Force back in the day, he said they were stationed at Greenland one time. Like, I didn't know that. The Dildo says you can't stand the left me types. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Oh, I don't believe you, Cotton. And I believe you met somebody who said that they like Tom McDonald and Roseanne's song unironically, but I don't believe they actually unironically like that song, because there's no way, because that's almost unobservable material. That is beyond slop. It is like toxic. Who am I going to summon? I don't want to summon anything. BB? Who's BB? Mike Bibby, former point guard for the Sacramento Kings. No more wall kissers. I get it. But yeah, that's the thing. Why is I've been wanting somebody to tell me the whole point of this Greenland thing. Oh, question. I might summon him. Oh shit, did I summon him? Oh shit, no. I summoned some bot on Twitch, but it wasn't him. And there's another bot on Kick. So nothing but bots. No, I'm not gonna add you to Discord. Oh, Nate, I never heard that nickname, or maybe I haven't. It didn't hit me. So Ned Nayu was talking about Greenland a few years back. The coincidence cruise strikes again. It's always them. It's not always them, right? But the rate is higher than you would like, right? Remember when we yeah, I do remember that. But I still don't believe they're not hearing the music, right? Oh yeah, he was going to Michigan. And this shit with this cold. It's supposed to snow up there. I hope he's good. But they like hearing that here's a conservative artist. Is Greenland number one for minerals? Is that it? Maybe the minerals, but even still, I mean that certainly hasn't changed over the past however many years. 100. I'm sure those minerals have been there the entirety of America's existence. Why now? I've heard some people. I saw one thing talking about some military stuff as far as maybe getting to Russia, but whatever. But there you go, Richard. Parasocial relationship. They don't like Tom McDonald's music. They like what he stands for. They like his character. And so they tolerate the music, but they can't. The music's too bad to be liked. And I'm not trying to shit on this guy when I say this. And I get we're in the era where a lot of people like different things. And I'm not even saying all of his music is like that. There were a couple of songs that were more, I don't know, they just didn't feel as, and he's got a team behind him. You know, he's not some just one guy doing it. He has a whole management team, and they're like on these Smindy labels. They're kind of indie, kind of not. So, but like, I don't think this is music you can listen to in any other context than I want to hear political thoughts that I agree with. There's no way you can, like, you know what, I'm about to, clean up and throw on some Tom McDonald's. Or Tom McDonald, singular. I don't know, it's a joke when you do the accidental pluralization, whatever. But nobody's going to do something. I'm about to have a party. We're going to throw some Tom McDonald. Unless it's ironic. You might be like, yeah, let's throw some Tom McDonald. That'd be fucking hilarious, right? But we about to have people over. What's some shit we going to toss on? I don't know. Some Sade. I don't know. Some Sade, maybe some Michael Jackson. And we're going to toss on some Tom McDonald. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But if you just want to, the same way they like his music, like you like a Ben Shapiro video, or you like a Crowder video, or whoever, whatever conservative, or all these Gen Z kids that Matt's talking to. If you like one of their stuff. So I don't know. But yeah, I hope he's good in Michigan. Greenland's a strategic position. I've gone down some of the nastiest rabbit holes for 10 years now. You get to the bottom, the most disgusting ones. Yeah, you do find the same rabbits. James Gunn's a good writer, that's a crazy thing. James Gunn's fan of the DC's so cooked. DC's cooked, chat. Cook dead. We controlled Greenland back from World War II, gave it back to Denmark. We should have kept it. You might be right, but God, even though I do not like Taylor Swift's music, and I even think with her, a lot of it is the story, right? And her fans proved it, right? Because now she's married, and all of a sudden the same slop she made last year doesn't hit the same. But there's still something more musical to some of those songs. I mean, goodness, we could. All right. First, Zeus, move. I'm trying to wrap up this stream. You're harassing me. Tom McDonald stuff is pretty hard to observe. But you might be right. You know what I mean? You might be right. Because, there's a wave of really bad music, right, that exists. And there's a lot of slop being pushed. And there are people, if all you have available to you is slop, you're just going to, all right, this slop isn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you talking about Gun, Braving the Bold? Yeah, that's a mess. That's a mess. I don't know what I'm going to do as a DC fan. I'm going to have to, it was hard enough to ignore Superman. That was tough because I'm a DC fan. I didn't go see Superman, but I don't regret it. I am happy that movie had financial trouble. I hope that leads to better stuff. I know it won't, but I'm glad to have not supported that movie. Granted, my $10 wasn't going to make a drop in the bucket, but it's when, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people say, you know what, I'm going to check out of it. That's not untrue, right? Obviously, I have a penchant for the 80s pop stuff. You're not a bigger fan. But to some extent, Bye 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 and NSYNC. I don't know why that, Hit Me Baby One More Time, which is just about some thirsty hoe. Pop songs have not always been that great. Yeah, the Supergirl movie has drunk Supergirl as the main character. She seems obnoxious. Who wants to see some drunk, superpowered thought fight against Low? But that just looks so terrible. But that's the slop that James Gunn produces. That's his type of slop. Listen, there's that floor has fallen, but there's still a high floor for what a superhero movie can produce. But it's just about the budget. You'll still get you still probably that movie's still probably gonna make $400 million. Now, if you spend $400 million, you're fucked. If you spent $100 million, maybe you're okay. You spend $100 million, maybe don't go crazy with the budget. Try to come under the $100 million for the marketing, and then you make $425 million. Maybe you can spend it. You know what I'm saying? And then merch and all that other shit, you can get over the $500 million total mark, and you're okay. But otherwise, man, are they ruined? G&G is going it hard for. She doesn't even look that photogenic. I wasn't gonna say anything. 80s was Metallica, Iron Maiden, Motorhead. Shout out to Motorhead. With DC, who knows? DC, who knows? But you know what? They are, and honestly, I've always wondered about Warner Brothers and the fandom in general. All right, we'll probably be getting out of here pretty soon too, Cinchip. I appreciate you being here. Show up Sunday, shit. We Sunday night games is back. We're doing that on a regular basis. Flat mid. I mean, she's not She's not a BDH. She doesn't really have much body. She kind of has a weird looking face. I didn't want to say anything. I'm not trying to be this judge. I'm trying to follow my kid Wilson and not be a toxic masculinist. But I gotta say, she's not the most photogenic girl they could have gotten. I gotta say, the girl they had on TV playing Supergirl was more attractive. The girl they had in The Flash playing Supergirl, even when they bushed her up, was still more attractive. So there's two recent Supergirls that are more photogenic than her. So I can only wonder why she got the job. I don't know what happened with that Clayface movie. It may still be coming out. If not, then there's no movie. They only got Supergirl on the docket. I thought Clayface was coming out in the fall. But yeah, she's not. She's not gonna bring the boys to the yard. You know what I'm saying? She's not a parting gift. I'll take a parting gift. We'll probably get out of here. Salute to Cinch and Dildo. What is this?
This man is.
Yo, what is this not knowing how to swim? I never knew about this as some sort of thing. Like, I know how to swim. Can't say goy slop. Well, I guess you said it. But here you go.
This man is.
I sell cocaine. I shoot people. I have a diamond. Jewelry. I fucked your bitch.
This man does not know how to swim.
What the fuck? So you just going? How you?
That's crazy to me, though. Especially Gibbs is my age, so he should know how to swim. That's neither here nor there. I don't know how I'm going to top that. DC's fucked. The country's fucked. Everything's fucked. Texas is fucked. Everything's frozen. We're all going to die. I don't know what to tell everybody. In any event, if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so to give the context, I don't get it. It's just Tyler is like a weird type of rapper artist, and Freddie Gibbs is like this gangster. Even though he says his whole family is like cops and shit, so I don't even know if that persona is real. But his whole persona is that he's gangster, but he can't even fucking swim. In any event, oh Jesus, is Static Shock supposed to be in one of these James Gunn movies? I like Static Shock, but I don't want James Gunn to touch him. I just hope they get rid of James Gunn. I hope they get rid of him. And, maybe I'll talk to you a little bit more. I need to go. Static ain't okay. But, I mean, it's, sometimes they put him as side characters, too. It may not be his movie. Like Brave and the Bold and any of the other shit. I don't know. I hope not. Let me just get out of here. Let me get out of here while I can. How long did we go? We went just over an hour. Okay, so we got an hour in. I'll live with that. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I'll talk to everybody later. Peace.